Okay, so we're gonna get started on this really quickly and try to make sure everybody is showing up. For right now, this is all I got, and if you showed up late, you're gonna. So from now, I haven't put in grades yet because I haven't gotten the go ahead to put grades in yet. But I think we're okay to. But again, I was supposed to get that email and never got it.
Mr. Neach,
Yeah,
for my pit in a pendulum, do I have to wait for that, or
that one's done, dude. You should have told me before quarter was over. But I could put it in now, but it's not going to affect your quarter grade.
oh, that I don't care. I didn't. Yeah.
No, I'll put it in. But yeah, you should have told me beforehand. It would have helped your grade.
Well, I did. I did. I told you I turned it. You just never put it in.
You told me you turned it in, but then Jesse, you never like follow up and like look at it and like let me because you know how many grades I have to take care of. There's a ton.
No.
There's a lot. So you have to follow up with me and make sure that I'm keeping up with it as much as possible. So, um, okay, so again, class is participation grades. I'm looking through just the grade book right now because you guys were supposed to turn in an assignment last night. I'm not kidding you, out of the 50 people that I have in all my English classes, 3 people turned in the assignment from last night. 3. And it's all from your class, by the way. All 3 people are from your guys' class. The rest of the classes, nobody turns something in, and I will call out the people who turned something in at least from the sheet from last night. That was Ali, Jesus, and Monique. Those are the only 3 people who did anything. Okay, so that's good that those 3 turned it in, but the rest of you need to turn something in, and it's part of your grade. I'm putting in grades today. They're done, and they're in. I have my own spreadsheet that is keeping track of this, but I haven't put them in the actual grade book yet. So they're in and done, but you guys need to start turning stuff in and keeping up with this. And now that we only have I knew 6 people I know a ton of people will show up last week, but then this week, I have 6 people who are missing right now, which you guys would never miss. 6 people would not miss during class. Monique, you have your hand up. What do you need? Oh, I can't. I have to unmute you myself. Sorry, hold on.
Oh, you also put the date as March 18th,
I
and
know,
I
and
kind of got confused.
that was my fault. So, but I mean, you guys knew that it's due on. The sheet says it's due on Wednesday. It just I put it for last Wednesday instead of this Wednesday. So, I don't think it sent out a reminder to people to turn it in. But so I won't dock people if they turn stuff in soon. But you guys need to turn it in like ASAP because that is due. That was due. So that was my fault. But for the date, but you guys know that is due on Wednesday. You guys always have something on Wednesday, and I told you guys that. So
Really?
yes, I did. All right. So the other thing that was gonna talk to you guys about is you guys have a quiz on, or it was supposed to be usually Friday, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you guys till Sunday to complete everything. That's pretty much going to be the way it's going forward, unless somebody has like an objection to that. But I want to give you guys the weekend to work on stuff if you need to catch up with stuff or need to catch up with an assignment. It just gives you more time. And on top of that, you guys work tomorrow, so office hours are only based off of if you guys need something and it's not taking away from work study too. So I'll be here so that way you guys can call me if you guys have a question or want to talk about something. I'm more than willing to do that, but I want to make sure you guys are done with work study stuff first before you come to office hours. I'm not going to call anyone for office hours tomorrow. But then your quizzes are due on Sunday. I think that's going to be the way it's going to go forward, is that assignments will be due on Sunday for the big finishing things. So like quizzes and things like that, you have until Sunday to complete those now. I think most teachers are doing that from what I know. I think some of them said they're going to change till Sunday. So I don't know if that's official yet, but I'm changing it to Sunday just to give you guys more time. Okay, so I think that's everything I wanted to cover just with what people need to be aware of. I am going to allow you to unmute yourselves if you want, but Can you guys do you guys have anything that you this is actually this chapter of Outliers is really interesting about the 10,000 hour rule, and I think it's really really a significant chapter. It's probably the most famous chapter that Malcolm Gladwell ever wrote about. So I just want you guys very quickly to think about somebody who lives up to the 10,000 hour rule that you know of, who's an expert in something and has 10,000 hours in that thing. So I'm going to call on you one by one, and you can tell me who lives up to the 10,000 hour rule in your head. So if you guys have read Outliers, you guys will know what the 10,000 hour rule is, and you can do that. So I'm going to give you guys a minute, and I want you guys to think about a person who matches with, and you guys could share first. If you guys want to go first, just let me know. Somebody who lives up to the 10,000 hour rule. Monique, you can unmute yourself now.
Oh, the Beatles.
Okay, not the example I put up there, or the example from the book. Anyone that's not an example from the book, you guys can use for this. Did you guys like the Beatles documentary, by the way?
It was actually starting to get interesting, but then
No.
I have other stuff to do.
I didn't know they had one.
I posted it.
Me neither.
So you guys should watch it. It's actually really interesting. If you don't know anything about the Beatles, I feel like this is like one of the most interesting parts of the chapter, because I didn't know. I'm a huge Beatles fan. I had no idea that they spent that many hours in Germany working on this stuff. It was insane. So how many hours they got?
Wait, why did they stay in Germany for so long though?
Well, that's all.
Usually-
You got to remember that this is after World War II, so England was trying to rebuild itself. Germany as well. But you can make a lot more money in Germany going and playing stuff, because Germany was trying to like basically come out of being a Nazi-run country. It's just like what they were there for. So, yeah.
Mm.
So they had more opportunity in Germany than they did in Britain at that time.
Oh.
Britain was still kind of figuring itself out too. I think that a lot of British kids also after World War II went to travel Europe. Also, they're not the only ones. You guys ever hear of Monty Python? I think I played their song in one of their songs in class one time. But those guys are British too, and they went and traveled Europe. That's what a lot of British kids do, is that they just go travel Europe, which is, I think, it's like traveling the United States when you live in the United States. You just go to different countries, go all over the place. So it's not that far. It's like basically like the equivalent, like if you were in California and you went to go like live in Texas for a little bit. Like it's just like not really that big of it's another country, but like it's not that far from where you live, Okay, so who wants to go first? Does anyone have any idea of an outlier that lives up to the 10,000 hour rule?
This can be like our opinion, right?
Yeah, just anyone that you think.
One Direction.
Okay, why, Carla? Do you know a lot about One Direction?
Yes.
Okay, and how do they get 10,000 hours of work and practice?
They were, so to begin, they weren't even supposed to be a band.
Yeah.
So they obviously had to work a lot together to like first of all create that friendship, and then like create that professional relationship at the same time. And they also had a documentary where they did talk about that, and it was like it's constant practicing.
Do you think they got 10,000 hours of practice individually, like on their own before they became a band, or do you think that they achieved 10,000 hours by the time?
By the time.
But okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know much about them, but I assume they were kind of all their solo acts on their own, right, for a long time, and then they all came together. Right?
They were all they all got together at the X Factor.
X Factor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the British X Factor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they're a good example, and all those dudes now probably have 10,000 hours under their belt of like making music and stuff like that.
Yes.
They're a good example.
Fine line.
All right, who else? Monique, what do you have?
I already answered it.
No, not the Beatles. What else?
Fine.
Come on,
Wait.
somebody.
Queen.
Queen?
Yeah, the band.
You guys are all going music, but yeah, Queen. I think. Okay, so why is that? Why do you think Queen is a good example?
Because Freddie Mercury actually, um, since the beginning, he spent a lot of time into his writing and into his career. Just like, oh, and when they recorded their music video for Bohemian Rhapsody, that one took a lot of shots because he wanted it to be perfect. So all his hours are spent into his music and his career.
Well, and there's something to being also being a
Perfect.
a perfectionist. Yeah, like it's you do get more practice and like you constantly are trying to improve what you're already doing, and that's really hard to do that. So yeah, Queen is a great example. All right, Jesse, non-band related outlier that you have. Anybody?
I'll say my mother.
Your mom? Okay. At what?
At being a mom or a CNA nurse.
Okay. So have you added up how long she's been a mom?
Yeah, I think for 17 years. Yeah.
Okay. So she easily has hit the 10,000 hour mark, right?
Yeah, but for CNA though, because like she works at 2 different facilities and like
Okay.
she works like 16 hours a day sometimes. So like she's a hard worker and
Yeah.
like yeah. I feel like she has the 10,000 hour mark.
When do you think she probably achieved, if she was working 16 hours a day, when do you think she probably achieved that goal of 10,000 hours then?
See, I haven't really done the math on that, but I feel like
You had a guess.
um I'd probably say by the time I'm going into college.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by the time she got to college,
Oh, what?
by the time she went to college,
No,
or
by the time I go to college, she's gonna probably
oh,
do 10,000
I don't know, man. How long has she been doing it already?
like 7, 8 years.
She might have already hit it if she's working 16 hours a day and working 5 days a week too.
Yeah, but sometimes she doesn't have she has one day off from like one of the jobs.
So she has like one day off. I guarantee she probably already has hit it. Probably easily has already hit it because I think if you read the book, Jesse, if you read the book, you'll see that it doesn't take that long to hit 10,000 hours. It just takes it does take a lot of time, but it doesn't take as much time as you would think if you're consistently putting in the work. So,
Yeah.
Juan,
Mikey Williams.
who's Mikey Williams?
He's a freshman, I think. He's a basketball player, and he's like he basically puts in a lot of work. Like
Freshman in college or freshman in high school?
high school, dude. Yeah.
Do you think that he's hit 10,000 hours yet though of playing basketball?
Honestly, yeah.
Really?
Honestly, yeah. He's people. I've seen some like interviews, and people were saying that how he's his like work ethic is like compared to Kobe. Like he puts in a lot of work.
Well, so he's 14.
Yeah, something like that.
And he probably started actually playing basketball at 5, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's hit 10,000 hours yet, but he probably will, and eventually. Like at some point, he's probably going to hit it. But this is the thing that I think we need to remember from outliers is that there is a difference between just raw natural talent and how much work you put into that raw natural talent. Like LeBron is a ridiculously like athletic and competitive, and he's a freak of an athlete. But he also put in a lot of work to get where he is too. That's not just something that he just did off the top of his head, right?
Yeah.
So that's I think the big difference. So this kid, Mikey Williams, he's a freshman in high school. He might have hit it, although you got to remember that how much time it takes to do this. That really he's still in school and like only has time to do it after school. Like he probably hasn't hit all those steps just yet, but he's getting close. Work ethic is different too, right? Because you just have to have the time to do the stuff also.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the other thing. So that's an interesting one. I like that though. So do you think by high school he'll probably hit that then?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Where does he play?
I don't remember. I think he plays in California, but I don't know where exactly though. But he's really good. Supposedly
So
good at
basically, Maya says Maya did some math. So Maya, do you want to explain this?
Not really.
Well, so if you were doing 10,000 hours and you only did everything 24 hours a day, which is unrealistic because you're probably going to die if you don't get sleep. But it would take you 416 days, which is a little over a year and a third, basically, to get that 10,000 hours done. But that's without sleep or doing anything else, but doing exactly whatever you're practicing, which is probably unrealistic. So it probably would take you in the range of about 3 to 5 years of doing something consistently of 8 hours a day, 5 days a week in order to achieve that goal, whatever that might be. So, Maya, do you have an example?
Probably my dad.
Okay. What does he do?
He's a foreman, so he constructs fences.
Okay. Got you. And
No,
has he done it for a long time?
Yeah.
Okay. How long do you think, if you were to guess?
¿Cuántos años has estado en tu trabajo? So in like one job, like 8 or 9, and then he goes to another one, and it's like probably like another 8 or 9 or so.
Oh yeah, he definitely has probably hit 10,000 hours for sure. So yeah, I mean, but that makes him. That took a long time too, and even on top of that, he could probably do it in his sleep now, like just making all that stuff too, if he doesn't consistently. So
He actually has.
Yeah.
He sleepwalks sometimes.
I'm sure it doesn't surprise me at all. James, you got anything?
Yeah.
Who do you got?
I said Mo Rivera, who was a pitcher for the Yankees,
Yes. Okay.
because he was from Panama. So like it was a small village. So I just thought like putting the amount of hours, because he worked with them for like almost like a decade, I think.
Yep.
It was
That's
like
good.
18 years. It was like 2 decades.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Mariano Rivera is probably one of the best pitchers of all time. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that.
The Sandman.
But I mean, that dude put in a lot of hours before he became a pitcher. But then, do you think, James, because he's probably the best closer, he is the best closer of all time.
Yeah.
Do you think that but you got to remember too, he wasn't a closer to start with also. So do you think that he probably hit 10,000 hours of being a closer eventually, or do you think he like missed that mark?
I think it was the closer, to be honest.
That he did hit that mark of being
Yeah.
okay. Well, I mean, I don't know though, because because he probably is an expert in pitching, but being a closer is different because he only closed, I think, 500 games or something like that. But he pitched in way more, so maybe he did. I don't know. You should do some more research on that, James.
Yeah, I'm looking up right now. Yeah.
See what because that'd be a really interesting one because I don't know how you define whether he's an expert in a certain thing, but yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Let's see. So Maya, James, Sandra, do you have anything?
I don't know. I was just thinking about like actors, but I didn't know I don't know exactly which one to pick because I'm not really great at it. But I don't know. I was just thinking about like actors, like you know how much time they put into like making a movie
Yeah.
and stuff. That's just what I was thinking about.
Yeah. Can you think of one that just off the top of your head?
Can we use that lady that we watched in The Shining that had to redo her part over and over again?
Yeah, Shelley Duvall. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, her. Yeah.
I mean, she probably became. I mean, if they spent hours doing that same take, I mean, she probably even before The Shining. I mean, because you got to remember, actors just don't come into being an actor. Like they're not just like they take years to become an actor, and they do a whole bunch of different stuff before they even do that. So yeah, I think that's a good example. Yeah. Is there? What about Jack Nicholson?
Who's that?
That's the guy who plays in The Shining. He plays McMurphy and he plays.
Oh, that guy.
Jack.
Oh yeah. Well, also him, because wasn't he in other movies before that one also?
Oh yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
he
I mean,
probably like passed the time either way.
yeah, and he probably I think that was like his 30th movie, and then you got to remember too that they do multiple takes on each movie, and they spend multiple weeks doing it. And on top of that, it's before they even make certain movies too. Like they have to practice and do other stuff too. So yeah, I think that's a good example. All right, Delgado, you got anything? If Juan's even on, or she's not asleep. Delgado, you got something?
I said Giannis.
Giannis?
Giannis.
Good example. Do you think he's hit 10,000 hours yet?
Yeah.
Why?
All the improvement he's done.
Okay. So not just playing on the court, but outside and what he's done with his game, working on certain stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that? Well, he was a late bloomer though, right? He didn't play basketball till later on in life. You played soccer for the most part, I think. Do you think that since he got a late start, that he's at a disadvantage then?
Probably.
Okay, why?
Because other people have played for like their whole life.
Okay.
And he didn't.
Okay. And he also came from a background that didn't give him a lot of opportunity too. That's why his story's crazy, because a lot of opportunities that he missed also. So, yeah. All right, good example. A couple more. Marisol, are you awake?
Yeah.
You're awake. Do you have an example?
I was thinking, Walt Disney.
Oh, okay, good one. For animation?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you know that? Like, do you remember his background a little bit?
Oh, yeah, I was just remembering from Econ how you were saying how he kind of started off just by one character.
Mm-hmm.
And after he sold that character, like his work wasn't really much appreciated, so he wanted to do something off himself.
Yeah.
And that's how he started with like Mickey Mouse and just all the hours that he had to put.
Yeah. And he started at a young age too, like drawing and things like that. So that really helped him. Like he was talented, and then he practiced on top of that too for a lot of. I mean, I can only imagine how many hours he spent drawing. Must have been.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. It's a really good one. Last two, Chewy Ridge. What you got?
I was gonna say the same as Maya. How her parents work a lot.
Same thing for yours too.
Yeah, my mom's been working for Target for like 18 years, and
for who?
For Target.
A Target.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so same sort of thing, like same job and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. When did she start?
She started like before I was born.
Gotcha. So more than 20 years, basically. Yeah. All right, that's a good one. So do you think she probably hit that pretty early and has just improved from that point then? Or whatever she needs to do? Does she kind of sleepwalk through her job too, do you think? Like she just knows exactly what she needs to do every day?
For sure.
Okay. Gotcha. Last one, Jimena.
I would also say my dad.
Okay.
Because he's been working. He's been working for 18 years between like landscaping, and he does like kitchens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he does kitchens and stuff for like Monday through Thursday, like for 12 hours each day. And then he does landscaping Friday and Saturday. And like I'm pretty sure he's like way over the.
If you did the math, same thing, it'd just be way over.
Yeah.
Time it would take to be an expert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's good. All right. Do you think that it would be easy to replace your dad in that job or no?
No.
Just because of the amount of time and expertise he has and stuff?
Yeah. My dad used to work for a company when he was like doing kitchens and stuff. Now he's self-employed.
Yeah.
And they always wanted him to come back because he was so good at what he did.
Yeah,
So
good.
I'm pretty sure it's like difficult to replace. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. I think that's everybody. So, all right, good. Again, I want you guys to, if you have not read chapter 2, you guys can read it today and read it over the weekend. I would tell you, of all the chapters you need to read for Outliers, this is probably the most important one. Next week, I think what we're going to start doing is start your overall big projects, which is basically you're going to have to tell me who is an outlier. And as we go through the book, you'll see more things that kind of define outliers. But I want you guys to kind of at least get an idea of who you might talk about. And I think this is a good starting point. As you go through the book, you might find more people. You might find more examples from like your parents, and like if you chose your parents, or if you choose somebody else who kind of defines that outlier stuff, I think it's a really good opportunity to talk about all this. So I think that's about all I have for today. So everyone's in, everyone's good. If you have not turned in your stuff for yesterday, please turn it in tonight, so that way I can in and have a grade for you guys. Okay. I'm gonna post this on Google, on my YouTube page, so that way you guys have it and can look at it later if you were zoning out and playing your Nintendo DS. Was that Nintendo DS, Jesse?
3DS.
3DS, yes. If you're playing your 3DS and weren't paying attention, then you can watch this again. Monique.
Wait, can we choose? It's like we could choose anybody for the project, right?
Yes, anyone.
Even including the people in the book?
You would have to expand on it more than what the book just says, but we can go through it. It depends on the person. So, all right. So, all right, guys. I hope everyone's good. I will see you all later. So,
Sorry for your loss, Carla.
Carla, take care of yourself. Don't get too down.
Okay, thank you.
All right, guys. Love you all. See you later.